As you can probably tell, the camera just sitting on my dashboard here. North Las Vegas is very spotty, which is where this is. Some areas are good, some areas are bad, and the challenge is you aren't sure which is which. So I'm going to drive around this little area so you can see it. First comment is that the builders do not put houses on the MLS if they can avoid it. So they were not able to rapidly sell it. I'm going to turn around and go back here. The neighborhood's nice. This is La Madre Avenue. You know, crime is everywhere. Crime occurs, I guess, if you live in Buckingham Palace. Just the amount and frequency is the issue. Okay, that's the house right there. I'm trying to hold the camera stable and drive. Okay, so very, very nice area. This is the wash behind it, which is pretty standard, and I wouldn't worry about that. Las Vegas used to be famous for its floods, but they've installed, if I remember from the article, 1,200 miles of extra piping and all these big flood control things. So it's just not that common anymore. You have an established neighborhood on the left. One thing Las Vegas can do is build walls, man. We excel at this. There's the police station. So this immediate area is pretty good. The challenge for me is North Las Vegas in general. North Las Vegas is extremely spotty, but the further east you go, the more likely it's going to be that you're going to have problems. And because of that, when I'm looking at homes in North Las Vegas, I always want to do a very extensive drive around to make sure what the area is like. Part of the reason for that is you're not just buying the home, you're buying the community in which it is located. You're going to want to go to the grocery stores. Like a year ago, maybe 2 years now, I was looking at a property in an area that I didn't know, and so what I did was I checked the biggest store around there, which was Walmart. It turns out they had many armed robberies each month in the parking lot. I decided not to do that one. That should give you a pretty good idea. It's a residential area, but in North Las Vegas, a lot of the properties, like retail, are closed. The city is filed for bankruptcy. Doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, you just need to be aware. And so that's about it. I'll also look up the crime stats for this area and send you the link. But you have to look at things on a relative basis. So here's what you want to do. This area here, I believe, is in zip code 89131. But like I said, I'll send you a link. When you look at an area, you're going to find crime everywhere. So look at a place you're comfortable with, like where you're living right now, and then compare it against a place. And then you're going to have a pretty good idea of what the situation is like. Now we're about 1 mile, maybe a mile and a half north of the house now. Maybe a little, yeah, probably a little northwest. And I'm going to make you sit here while I do this. Here's part of the problem that I'm seeing in North Las Vegas. There's a lot of closed retail. This whole area, it's called Ann Crossings, I think. Maybe not, I don't know, I'm not sure. But this area has had a really serious problem with the economy. The city of North Las Vegas, despite having tremendous resources, has managed to bankrupt itself. I think it has a court-appointed controller at this point. Hopefully one day this light will end. There we go. The reason I'm leaving the camera on is you need some perspective of how close I am to things. Now this is an example of the area where you have lots and lots of closed shops. Some of this was open in the past and it's closed down, but you have a lot of vacant buildings here. And vacant buildings make me nervous. I wouldn't have any concerns if we were a mile or two west of here. But lots of vacancies. And the easiest way to buy a house is a new one. It's the easiest thing to do. I think I'd give a pass on this one due to the area, not due to the house. Anyway, I think that's it. If I have any other comments that are worthwhile, I'll add them on later.